And I was trying to craft the argument that Chris Middleton has the bona fides to be a Hall of Famer. Now, his career numbers are weighed down by the fact that he actually spent time in the G League because he's a guy that developed. But he's a 3-time NBA All-Star.
He's in.
A 1-time NBA champion and a gold medalist.
Yep.
If he puts together 4 more good years, dude's a Hall of Famer, I think.
If he never plays again, he's a Hall of Famer.
Calvin Murphy is a Hall of Famer in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Right.
Right now, Basketball Reference says he has a 1% shot, though.
It's tough because it's not like his Olympic gold medal came with him as a feature part. Like, he was a guy on the roster.
Hey, there's Drazen Petrovic. I know he was great in Europe.
Wait,
but Murphy?
Are you trying to diminish? Look, Mike, you've been here. Mike has been trying to elbow his way into the conversation of okay, explain to me all this legacy basketball stuff where the Sixers get to be a legacy team, even though they haven't been they've been to 1 conference final since the Heat have existed, and the Heat have been to 8 or 9.
I think what that is just those teams of the 80s, the Celtics, the Lakers, the Sixers.
But here's Philadelphia at the end of the process. As we're talking about like these inches in games at the end between these aliens flying all over the court. I want to get into everything that happened last night that was cool, but I cannot get more of this Tim Duncan story because I believe there's never been a good story told about Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, one of the most secretive private superstars ever got to be, in that he conquered all of this stuff, right? And
except that one bunny,
and fought off the evolution. I love what Skip Bayless did to LeBron on Twitter, where he's like, "LeBron, did you read that tweet where he's coming after him?" And let me read this. LeBron, you'd better lay off the flaming hot cheddar and sour cream ruffled. Older you get, harder it gets to get back in shape. You just took 6 weeks off. Today's the first day back in your LA gym. Recommit. It's Skip Bayless breathing on his vacation at the end of his vacation. Get back to work. Specimen who has,
But Bayless's vacation is him working out. But
LeBron has conquered this sport. But before that, there was the fight with Tim Duncan at the end of that era of basketball. And right now, Amin is telling a story. He was just showing me a video during the break. Amin is saying it's the most cowardly he's ever felt as a human being. The way Tim Duncan made you feel when he made that shot and you saw his roar and you said, I don't have that in me.
Amin was telling me that he did not show that video to anybody for 5 years.
I didn't mention how it made me feel to anybody. Like I just internalized it. Like, shut up, like, man up. You're not supposed to admit things like that.
5 years.
5 years.
Do we need to go to therapy now?
Yeah, man. I mean, it feels good to let it off my chest now. No, I told the guys during the break that Kenny Smith tells a story about the first time he played against the Bad Boy Pistons, and he's psyching himself up like they're going to try dirty things. You can't let them get you out of your game. And so they go off to a great start. They call timeout, and as they're walking back to their respective benches, Joe Dumars walks by and clips Kenny, doubles him over, like wind knocked out of him. And Kenny says, I wasn't hurt that he hit me. I was hurt but I thought Joe Dumars was the nice one. Like the shock that wasn't Isaiah, it wasn't Rick Mahorn, it wasn't any of these other guys. It was Joe D, the gentleman. Joe D, the guy that they named the citizen or the Good Sportsmanship Award after. That's the guy that delivered it. That was a greater shock and pain than actually getting hit. And I feel the same way. It's not that somebody hit a shot and then they roared. Like, all right, whatever. Shut up, asshole. Right? But it was Tim Duncan, the one who's always composed and sportsmanlike. He's the one who's like roaring in joy and fury. Oh, man.
But you didn't tell a soul, not even a friend, a trusted friend. Okay, like, hey, I got this video. It's Duncan.
Let's do this as therapy because I need to dig in here because I believe that there has never been a story that explains to us Tim Duncan's greatness and where it resides than the one presently that we're at the center of.
Amin is haunted.
Well, listen to me, because Amin, this you have to understand, Amin is coming to this country and fighting to be in basketball and throwing his dreams into the machine because he cares more than everybody about basketball, and he'll work his way.
You are such a writer, man.
I mean, you and Reynolds. I mean, Jesus.
Amin,
Tim Reynolds wishes.
And then he arrives.
That a boy.
He arrives at the roar of Tim Duncan, and he is scared into thinking, I don't care about sports as much as he does. I don't love any of this as much as he does. I cannot win against that. I've never seen something of that size.
I just knew that, like, exactly. Like, this guy takes it a little bit more seriously than I do. It's that moment. I told Stugotz, like, you're in a fight, and so you're like, sometimes you get in a fight, and you're like, no one really wants to fight, but you want to make sure everyone knows that you're down to fight. But then every once in a while, you look across and you see the look in his eyes. Oh shit, this guy wants to fight. Yeah. Like, I don't want to do that.
I was just playing around.
Yeah.
I just love what a remarkable amount of bleep you there is in the 7-footer. Like, if that shot clangs off the rim, are you now no longer scared of him? He just happens to miss that wide open 3, and you then go back to making fun of him from the shadows.
Yeah, what we say, of course, let him shoot. Hey, all day long, Timmy. He hadn't attempted one all year long. It reminded me of the Dwayne Wade one against Charlotte, where he hadn't hit a 3 since December.
Oh, purple shirt guy game.
Purple shirt guy game. Oh. They dropped the play, and I'm like, Spo, are you high? Why is he the one thing? Oh shit, he hit it.
But what haunts you is you now know in that moment, oh, he is capable of this. Like, you never thought it, and now you see it, and you can't unsee it.
Not of the three-pointers, Stugotz. He is capable of this
emotion.
Of this emotion.
Of rage.
Yeah, this robot all of a sudden has gained sentience and is now shooting lasers out of its eyes and dispensing justice.
You'll never be able to not see it.
It wasn't even human. You saw him. You saw Tim Duncan become a superhero from Star Wars, where you're running into the shadows to get away from. Oh my God, we doubted that he was good at this, and he just told us all to bleep off and away, and that just sent the game to overtime.
I'm thinking about this in the sense that, if he were coming into my house like that, I'd hide under my bed, and then he'd pick up the bed with one hand, and his eyes would be glowing, and I'm like, ah, and then I'd wake up like, oh my God, it was just a dream. That's pretty much.
You checked it the next day just to make sure.
Just make sure he's not hiding in my closet.
Let's get to Memphis and why that's confusing. I mean, because Stan was saying he's never seen anything like this. Never in the history of, Stan knows basketball. Mm-hmm. Where the Memphis Grizzlies appear to be greatly more overwhelming over not a representative sample size, but 25 games.
No, that's representative at this point.
Okay, that would suggest the Memphis Grizzlies can be better without Ja Morant, which doesn't make any sense to anybody who watches sports.
They're also pretty good with Ja Morant.
I know, but that they can do what they did to the Warriors, which I don't think any of us think could be done,
right? Which
is just swamp them, hit them in the face with fish, and beat them by 45 when they're out there. They're out there with whoop that trick. Excuse me, I shouldn't be saying this.
Whoop that trick. Actually, you can say it, Dan, because if you watch Hustle and Flow, that's the title they came up with to make it more radio friendly. The original title was not radio friendly, and so they said, well, can't we fix it some way so that it'll get play? And they came up with Whoop That Trick.
Still feels dirty, and I'm mad uncomfortable whenever I'm watching Memphis Grizzlies games.
That a bunch of people are chanting "Whoop that trick." Waving. Hey, did you like Draymond doing it too?
He was doing it with them. Yeah. Down 40, he's saying, you're not going to whoop that trick without me whooping that trick. And I feel more and more ridiculous with each syllable I say.
You got to say it with the Mike Greenberg voice.
I can't do it with any confidence.
Do it with the Mike Greenberg voice.
Right.
Now, I don't know anything.
And it would appear to me that Draymond wants to whoop that trick. All right, so this is the.
You're going to explain this.
I'm going to explain this.
20-5 without Ja.
For most of the regular season, I went back to looking at who they beat.
And it's not just 20 and 5, Stugotz. It's 25 and hitting people in the face with these 40-point blowtorches. Like it's not just 20 and 5, but it was with a point differential. Like what are they per 100 possessions? Can they be better? Is Ja less efficient for them as whatever? It just doesn't seem conceivable that Ja in any way could be viewed as something that would make them less good.
I heard their coach say, I don't ask my guys to do more when Ja's not there. We put Jones in at point guard. I just ask them to be better. That's it. Like I like their coach. That's a pretty sound strategy and a sound thing to tell your team.
Look, there's a couple things. First of all, I think that Tyus Jones is underrated. He's a very good point guard, particularly in terms of just getting everybody on the floor. He's not going to go out there and score 40, but he runs the offense well. But then this is what I say. You go back, okay, who they beat? I'm going to go through the list, and you stop me when you say, wow, that's a really tough opponent. Sacramento by 27. Toronto, this is in December, Toronto, not Toronto at the end of the year, by 7.
Okay.
Oklahoma City by 73. Okay, that one might be in
73?
I think
they beat a team by 73.
Look, I know Oklahoma City has like 7 of those where they lose by 40 or 50, but 73 got everyone's attention. It did.
They beat Dallas by 7, but that game was... Let me just make sure here. Yeah.
If Luka's there?
Luka didn't play that game.
Okay.
All right. They beat Miami by 15.
It's a good team.
They beat the Lakers by 13. They beat Houston by 7. They beat Philly by 35, but Embiid didn't play in that game, right? And Harden hadn't been there yet.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Portland. They beat Sacramento. They beat the Clippers without Paul George. They beat New Orleans before they got good. Really,
is the larger point? Are we going to go?
They beat Indiana.
Do you want to keep doing this?
Yes,
or just
can we beat Brooklyn?
But you said earlier there was a representative sample.
Yeah, they beat
Brooklyn's not a good team. Stop clumping them in with good teams.
They beat Houston. They beat Houston again. Terrible. They beat Brooklyn, a real marquee game where everybody played. Okay. They beat Indiana again. They beat Milwaukee, a real marquee game where everybody played. They beat the Warriors without Steph, Clay, or Draymond. They beat Phoenix, a real marquee game.
They beat Milwaukee by 25,
but
by
then
the way.
Is the sample representative or is it not?
I'm just saying of games that we actually care, that aren't teams that lose by 70, that aren't teams that are tanking their season away, that aren't teams that are just playing terrible. They've won 3 of those games. So I don't understand, and I don't subscribe to the idea that like they're better without Ja, because the vast majority of the sample size is them beating teams they don't need Ja to beat. Do they have some signature wins in there? Absolutely. And last night counts as a signature win.
But it's fluke. You're saying it's just one of those nights. They can't do that.
Over 82? No.
No, not 82. Not 82. I would say to you, I think, as we're talking about the way that the sport changes and all of us are trying to keep up. And, Golden State, it would, I think, right? I mean, most people in your position would say Golden State would be the betting favorite if they stay healthy, because Memphis might be able to do that 1 time or 2 times to them. And, whoa, that was weird. They lost by 40. That's strange. But I trust over 7 games that team of people, Poole's not going to be someone who scores 3 points. Like he's not, we have not seen that. There's not something that can be done to make Poole be somebody who scores 3 points in that game. Poole, some people have been arguing he's been their best player out there because Draymond and Clay and Steph are championship worthy. But if you're going to beat them, it would have to be because Memphis can summon that 2 times without Ja. And I would have thought it inconceivable that they would even summon it last night. I did not think that. Is Golden State just mailing that in because that's on the road?
Not to the tune of 55 points at one point. No, I wouldn't. I don't think any of us would imagine that. The Inside the NBA guys talked about it last night, Charles and Shaq, and said no one ever says it out loud, but you can tell when guys are taking it for granted. And they took it for granted last night. I felt like they walked in. Even when do you hear Steph talk trash? Going in that game, they asked Steph what the strategy is, and his strategy is whoop that trick. Right. That was Steph Curry's answer, not Draymond. Steph Curry's answer. So I think that they thought no Ja. This team just lost a heartbreaker where they blew a big lead in Game 4.
Plus, you have a cushion. I mean, to Dan's point, you do have that cushion. Right?
I mean, there's a psychology to it. No matter how much you convince yourself, this is our game 7.
Right.
It's not. You know you can come back and you're going back home and you can win it there.
Are you having this trouble? Because we're about to head, and I should probably warn the audience some because it's been just so long since we've been able to do something like this. I don't know if there's going to be a fun run through the minutia of some of this stupidity, but if the Panthers and Heat are doing it at the same time, Chris Cody's going to keep barreling in here looking to flip over the Clevelander every couple of days, and the show's about to bounce Roy for no reason I can discern into Washington.
Hey, man.
Well, we don't have shows this weekend, so Roy's just bouncing into Washington.
We're on a cup run, Dan.
I know,
someone's got to cover
just getting there, and it's basically he's a credentialed media member, and his reward for being pirate ship and Meadowlark media friendly. But I don't know what the content is going to be. Mike's doing this stupidity. I'm just a fan. I cannot. I'm going to be in Washington, but I'm going to be there only with my allegiances. I will not film my allegiances for content.
Mike says he can't. He can't do. I asked him if he's going to the Heat game. He said, "Yeah." I said, "You see you in the media room?" He said, "No, I can't go as media to any of these games."
Look,
Mike was trying to drag me out of the media room last night down to a suite. I couldn't do it. I was in heaven. Kevin Rogers was there. There were Snicker bars, hot dogs, chicken tenders, sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. Oh, it was delightful.
Tim Reynolds.
And Timmy.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I loved watching Stugotz. I was also in the crowd. I was down in the lower level, but I could look up at the press box and I could see Stugotz's Masters hat. And it was cool to see it pop around to different spots. Because most of the time, he was next to my dad. He was next to Roy and Jeremy.
Yeah.
He was moving around,
Told
cutting
me
it up.
that earlier, and I kind of got my feelings hurt because he made it seem like he didn't want to leave the press room at all because he didn't know how to get around the arena. I guess that's what he just told me.
That's the truth.
Arenas are not complicated.
Roy, did I have trouble getting into that arena? I didn't know where I was. I haven't been there in 2 decades.
Where am I? How do I leave here?
He called me during the national anthem, trying to get up there.
I imagine no credential. It's just Roy, come get me.
Did you have a credential? Did you tell anybody you were going, or did you?
No, Roy left. Roy really helped me out. I submitted whatever forms I needed to submit. When I got there, the guy who's in charge of the credentials had left already.
Because you got there late. Because it took
I got there right on time.
Because it took you so long to get there, even though you get there in 15 minutes.
It's funny. It's almost like they assume that press covering the game would be there in time for the start of the game.
No, Stugotz is bombing
Perhaps.
in. Look. I don't think Stugotz can make that trip 15 minutes by helicopter. But
yes, I can.
Okay, well, maybe we'll do that bet next.
We're in the kitchen earlier, and Stugotz walks by and just yells, "I've got that video for you of me driving to the arena," and just walks off confidently. And we all look at each other and say, "What does that mean? A video of you driving? How is that proof of anything other
It's
than
my case file. It's Le Batard owes me $500. I wanted to send you guys proof that I got there in 15 minutes,
proof,
and I did indeed.
I'd like to see proof. I'd like our audience.
timestamped.
I'd like our audience to try and concoct proof with the wonders of the internet. Please feed them all the information they need. I will rig this. All you have to do is the effort of come get this $500 because you can prove that you got from there to the arena to celebrate your fans.
Don't welch. I mean, come on.
To fight with Tim Reynolds, to go in there and be loud and boisterous and hit him with a belly full of ego. Who are you, Tim Reynolds? I'm here now. The Gotts is here. I got here. I bombed in here. I'm here. I'm a legend.
That poor man's been there for decades.
I'm a legend. Watch me in my golf hat rule the room with my celebrity. Hey, Goldie. Haven't seen you in a few years. You're a legend? Yeah, I'm a legend too. What's up, Moeller?
Moles.
Haven't seen you in 17 years. Big Bad Panther fan is back. I'm getting my Rangers hockey on.
Gave the reindeer a hug.
Yes, Stugotz is here, boys.
Reindeer?
There was a reindeer there?
Whatever is there. I forgot. It's been that long.
It's Red Deer. It's named
whatever.
after the city he was born in.
Sorry. I mean, it's been 2 decades.
Stugotz knows that a party might be coming to town is the point, and Stugotz wants to have tickets in the middle.
He's laying down the
party's coming.
groundwork.
No,
Yep.
no, because
I don't know what kind of scheme he's running because for
What do you
2
mean?
weeks he's been telling me, "Hey, let's go to Philadelphia. Let's go to Philadelphia
Tonight,
Let's go to
yen,
Philadelphia."
yen.
What's in Philadelphia that you're looking to expense?
Nothing. I was just looking to go on a trip. I'm serious. I got a busy summer. I was looking to do something with a friend of mine.
Yeah, you were
That's
looking
all.
to go on a trip that
Not-
Meadowlark was going to pay for.
Well, perhaps. I mean,
okay, well, I mean, we fund plenty around here, including right now. Roy is headed.
you funded me to the Masters. I'm good for a while.
Oh,
I mean,
but it's wrecked the company.
But if Abby wants to go to a Four Seasons and you get to just
it was
record a
disaster.
15-minute podcast,
Nothing wrong with that.
You left a stain on the Masters. The company hemorrhaged money because you made side deals.
What?
Seals.
What's wrong with a little side deal, Dan? I mean, what do you want me to do?
Side deals make the world go round, Dan.
Exactly right.
I mean, the
Do I owe them money?
The basketball was cool last night, though. I mean, and I that one hurt for Boston because I think, do I have this wrong? Wouldn't the nation like to see Miami against Boston, even though Milwaukee? Look, cool story, and if they win again, amazing.
Oh no, I think the nation would rather see Philly against Boston or something like that.
probably.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say you're going to Philadelphia tonight?
I was thinking about it. I'm not anymore. I mean, you don't want to go with me. So I was thinking it would be nice. Me and Mike, we've known each other for a while, okay? We go to Philadelphia. We do the Sixers Heat game.
There's
and then
nothing nice about going
we
to
take a
Philadelphia.
straight shot in a rental car up to D.C., and you and I take in a Panthers-Capitals game. I mean, I thought it'd be a nice weekend for me and you. That's all. I'll pay for it.
And then invoice
Expense it to Dan.
Okay, and are you guys going to be making anything?
We're not going.
No, I'm not going. I don't want to go to Philadelphia. I do need to get on the circuit, though, if everybody else getting their trips expensed, because, I mean, flights are expensive. It's a crazy time to travel.
It's part
I'm not
of
sure
what
if
we're
you're aware.
supposed to be doing, and it's why Roy is headed to Washington now to take in a game on a weekend when we're not doing shows. But again, I want the show to harness the fuel of Chris Cody barreled into the show today, looking for a fight with Tim Reynolds and bringing Stugotz with him. And
He wasn't looking for a fight, but he sent in the goon.
He really wasn't. He wasn't.
He
was
sent
just
in Sue Grimson, and I got you.
He was just being Chris Cody.
No,
That's
look,
all he was doing.
look,
I was being
look.
me. He was being Chris.
Stugotz,
I mean,
I'm deeply uncomfortable of how
Tim was being Tim.
unprofessional it is, coming off the shame of my week of underdressing at F1 as a representative for Miami, that hockey's getting to town here. Now, the first thing our show is doing as the playoffs arrive is telling Tim Reynolds how to do his job. Hey, Tim Reynolds, I know you're mainstream media guy, but you're going to big time Chris Cody and Chris Whittingham and Stugotz. And Whittingham was looking to side with Tim Reynolds, even though Whittingham, you can't disrespect Whitty. Like, I mean, you saw ESPN disrespected Chris Cody, and we all left with him. You can't, Reynolds, you're not the entity to come after Whittingham. We will all bury you if you disrespect Whittingham. It'll be the fury. My father will dance on your grave, sir.
The only people agreeing with Tim Reynolds are my dad and Whitty.
yeah.
My dad gave me a talking to after
Really?
the game. Yeah, he's like, it's an unwritten rule. You got to be quiet. I was like, Dad, I mean, we made 7 seconds of noise.
Reynolds said something to your
What?
dad, didn't he?
I don't know.
He did.
But there's been
this
we have something here,
turncoat.
though. Tim Reynolds has tweeted. We got something.
Oh,
No,
wait.
Ken, what are we doing? After being excommunicado, we're not friends?
You're not supposed to be following him.
Oh.
Ducks fly together.
He's a good follow, though. He tweets, Jonathan Huberdeau is not a finalist for the Hart Trophy. Wow.
Yeah, the finalists are Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid, and Igor Shesterkin.
He broke the news, is what you're saying?
He just tweeted it.
No, he just tweeted
He
it.
gets an
To me,
AP
he broke it.
Wow.
He gets the AP wire.
Mhm.
Come on, guys.
What do you mean? Come on, guys.
There are other places to get that news.
Yeah, like NHL.com.
I had your back, and you're just
Please don't.
you're just out here following Tim Reynolds still.
Please
All right,
don't.
you know what? I'm unfollowing
Mike,
him right
I
now.
think
No, block.
I think you're a
Block.
Mike.
No, Mike is right. Mike is right.
Mike,
yes.
you're cyberbullying. You're
No,
Mike,
no. I'm actually bullying the bully.
Yeah.
I'm
he
stepping
can't
up.
be the bully.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
can't
I'm
be the-
punching
Dan, he was
back.
rude last
He was
night.
the bully.
Yes.
He was the bully. He's excommunicado, and now there's no coming back
Whitty,
from that.
What happened with
Although
you?
there is one way.
What?
What's that?
There is. I don't even want to say it.
No, there's a path back to
Wait a
acceptance.
minute.
you
Well,
gotta
there
say
is
it.
one way. Hold on a second.
You got to say it.
You know what? I'm gonna say.
Go ahead. Go
yeah.
ahead. Do
The way.
it. Say it.
Come on.
He has to apologize.
Oh, man. He has to be the
To
big
whom?
It is something in male-dominated sports that you just simply don't see.
I did it.
Someone admitting that they're wrong.
I did.
Yep.
Apologize
To whomst though?
to Chris Cody
Uh-huh.
and
Mm-hmm.
Stugotz.
Thank you.
And to Chris
And
Whittingham
Chris Whittingham.
Yep.
Yeah,
And Roy.
for that bullshit text that you sent.
And Jer Bear.
And Jer Bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
and
right
apologize
there.
to the
Yeah.
fans that you also wanted
Not
to pick
Jer
a fight
Bear.
with.
Apologize to Will
Jer Bear
Manso as
doesn't
well.
want. Jer
Yeah,
Bear
Will
doesn't want the
Manso as
smoke.
well.
And Goldie.
Jer Bear's in
and
the back.
Greg Cody for
Wait a
putting-
minute. Jer Bear's in the bear, and he doesn't want the smoke. Get lashed across his face, and he doesn't want any part of these problems.
Don't-
wait. Wait.
We can just keep it moving.
You're signing people up for the fight that don't want for
You're
the fight.
signing people up for the
Yeah,
fight.
you just said Jared Bear. Also apologize to Greg Cody for putting him in that position.
Yep.
You shouldn't be doing that.
And Greg Cody deserves to apologize to us as well because we stand behind him all the time, always supportive. And then when the tables are turned and we're looking, and a son is looking to his father to stick up for him, what does he do? Mm-hmm. He sides with the bully.
Do you think Tim Reynolds, when he was covering the Miami Heat 2 nights ago, and DJ Khaled does that, do you think he got a chuckle out of it? I think most people did. What? This is the South Florida circus that is being welcomed into the playoffs. You just sit there and let the 7 seconds of Will Manso gag go by.
Yep.
And my guys went up to you and they apologized for it. You don't have to continue harboring a bizarre resentment that you've harbored for a couple of years now.
Did he harbor, or did we start
No,
talking
he's
about
harbored
him this
it.
morning?
No, there's been something going on.
There's a
Mike, I am with you,
There's
but
been
in
something
fairness
going on.
to Tim, I think Chris Cody and I would have continued for 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got
That's
texted.
something.
I got texted by a bunch of people on the beat, like when I was breaking all those hurricanes stories. Like, what is this guy's problem?
It turns out it was Clay Ferrara.
May I look? I love the guerrilla journalism of
They
Chris.
look nothing alike.
It was
blonde hair. One's
It was
blonde.
across the entire arena. How am I supposed to know Will's in
So
Philly?
do you
you saw
recognize
the
the
mic
Channel
flag?
10 mic flag?
I saw they have the same
Wait.
shaped head. Look at those two.
Are you,
I'm telling
Yeah.
are you
Never
saying
noticed.
one is a
It look-
blonde, one is
Wait.
jet
No,
black
no, no.
hair.
But I'm telling you the
where we
shape
were-
of their
No,
head.
no.
Listen
The
to me.
top of the head is a different shade of
Hold
hair.
on.
No. From
please.
where we were sitting, it looked exactly like Will Manso.
did. Jeremy
It
was
did.
there.
Ceiling.
Yes,
The press
yes.
box is very high.
We did all of this, and Will wasn't even there. You guys were yelling at someone completely different.
Oh yeah.
Also, it is unprofessional to yell at a press box.
No, look,
Yeah,
I'm
we apologize for it.
No,
I did.
No, first of all, we will not apologize for anything.
But I did.
Okay,
We'll not apologize
We
to
will
Tim
take
Reynolds.
it back. We
Wear
take
that
back
shit.
the apology
Refuse to
of
apologize.
Stugotz.
You're taking back my
as
apology?
a show,
Got
we
beef now.
refuse to apologize. We will not apologize. On the other side of excommunicado is the apology, but there's still a step beyond that. That is a gate that is marked not friends that we have not yet crossed. I thought excommunicado was the highest of the rankings, but not friends is off in the distance here.
That's never coming back.
What I'm saying,
You blew it with me.
but you say this.
You're gonna want to be my friend.
Okay, you say
being
this.
my friend is a good deal. I'm
Mike,
fun. I'm
Mike.
engaging. I'll respond to your texts. We'll go out for a drink. I'm
We just
someone
won't go
good
to
know.
Philly, right.
Yeah, I'm someone good to know.
We all took a
Someone
symbolic
good to
blade,
know.
slashed it across our
You want to go to
palms,
space? I'll send a text. You go to
Spread
space.
Yeah.
spread the blood on our faces as we declared war in unison. And hours into the show, we find out, oh yeah, it actually wasn't Will Manso.
No, but this is the worst part of it.
It looked like him though.
Semantics.
from afar.
I mean, I gotta be honest with you.
That's not the worst part of it. That is not the worst part of it. The worst part of it is that Tim Reynolds is trying to do his job on Deadline for 20 years, writing that same goddamn hockey story of Panthers stink, Panthers lose. God damn it, I'm going home miserable.
He had to think this time.
They have quiet
Yeah.
rooms.
And here comes
Right, quiet room.
Stugotz swaggering in, seeing, hey, Mahler, hey, Goldstein, and he lands against, on Deadline, Tim Reynolds' neck with bluster, and I'm here in town now, Reynolds, get out of the way.
The press room rules have
I'm
changed.
the big swinging dick in town. Hey, Moeller, what can you do for me? I'm going to need 14 tickets. Game 7
How'd you know?
of the finals. No, I know what's arrived and landed on Tim Reynolds' neck. What I'm saying is it's got to be a better hill to die on than I'm telling a national audience something that is now called the Will Manso gag. What the
It
audience
looked like
is like,
him. I
what
mean,
are
I'm telling
guys
you.
talking about?
We
The
were
Will-
way up there,
The,
I
the
mean.
hill we're
Gag.
dying on in the Tim Reynolds feud is a Will Manso gag.
And Goldie. I mean,
Different rules for different folks, man. Like, is it going to shush Howard Stern? Because in this market, this show is the Howard Stern show.
Oh my God!
It is. It just flatly is. Tell me the other show. Tell me the other show
Go ahead.
locally that's comparable.
No,
Waiting.
Paul Casanova does a great job. I love him.
In homage of Neil, we're the closest thing there's been to Neil Rogers.
Neil.
We've
Yeah,
surpassed
get outta
Neil.
here.
Sorry.
Get out of here, Neil. I'm sorry. We're bigger
With all
than
due
Neil.
respect.
Did Neil get $50 million from DraftKings, huh? I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
You tell
Hey,
him I-
hey, Tim, podcasts are a thing now. Stugotz is a celebrity walking into the Roger Nielsen. Is it Nielsen or Nelson?
Nielsen.
Nielsen
It's
press
Nielsen.
box. He's a celebrity.
So disrespectful.
And if
I felt like one last
if
night. to be
DJ
honest.
Khaled wants to rub Spo's shoulders, security's not going to toss him out. You know why? Because it's DJ Khaled. the Howard Stern of local DJs that got their start on 99 Jams. And if Chris Cody and Stugotz want to yell Will Manzo play for 7 goddamn seconds,
Yeah, and
you
Goldie.
sit there.
Yes.
I love the absolute highlight of my night. I mean, that was you coming back from 3-0 down to be the team, like where hockey gives us a little of that bump of like, bleep off America. We were right for like a couple periods about our team. It's not the same old Panthers of 25 goddamn years that we're ashamed of.
We've never felt this.
No,
we didn't know what to do.
Let us love it.
We butt back into game 5, and here comes Stugotz to the frenzy maximum bandwagon. Hey, what can I get for free here in 6 to 8 weeks?
It's a rising tide.
Oh, those hot
This
dogs.
rising tide is lifting you up too, Tim Reynolds.
I'm gonna
All you got to
need-
do there is just swallow your pride and let 7 seconds of Will Manso gag pass by.
If he had agreed to come on this morning,
Yes. If
That
he
would've-
no. If he merely texted a response to my friend Chris Whittingham that wasn't childish, it'd be
Well,
fine.
what was the response? I don't even know what it is. You guys are defending Whittingham from something, and I don't even know what it is. Are we not revealing it?
No. That there was a tinge of dick in that response.
Oh, come
a tinge of dick.
on.
Tinge
Come
of dick.
on.
tick.
Yeah. And I've been on the receiving end of a tinge of dick, which is not full on dick,
Hell
which
yeah.
just lets me sit back. I'm like, was that a been on the receiving end of a tinge? Let it
You're
out.
fine.
Leave
Mike,
it
you're
in.
fine. I understood it.
Leave it in.
Mhm. You're speaking my language.
Oh, don't leave it in.
What?
Leave it in.
Crazy.
Give him a laugh.
Company. People are throwing, they're launching criticisms here, Mike, and I hope this playoff time lasts for a long time for the local teams because we haven't had this feeling around here in a long time. But in the middle of it, as we talk about basketball and hockey, the lesser sports, and as football tries to get in the mix with schedule releases, this person writes in of yesterday's show, and we really hit a nerve here. We hit a nerve. Like people were pissed. That was some horrible analysis on the Tua Tyreek video. There are so many reasons why he had to slow down to catch the ball. Some easy ones are still working on chemistry, timing, distance, etc. If you guys actually watched Chiefs games, he slowed down quite a few times or dead stop to catch some passes. It's not always going to be perfect throws and bombs.
Is that guy?
Terrible social media effort by the Dolphins. You cannot show the pass, fluttery NFL Films video, and the pass falls apart at the end, and Tyreek Hill is running backwards for it because you can hear him howling, "Oh my God, I've gone to the wrong place. It's hot out here." And Patrick Mahomes throws the ball 20 yards further than this.
That's like that video has over 2 million views on social
So
media.
great.
It's on Twitter. It's on their
It's
Twitter.
Tuanon. It is Tuanon.
ESPN shared it.
It's a video. It's unbelievable. This is what's mattering in the modern age. This is how you become a team that has some relevance and you stop being a regional. God bless. Please make the Dolphins be either 14-3 or just an epic disaster all season because Tua, for his season of his life, can't get the ball 60 yards downfield as we argue for 2 seasons. I saw him do it at Alabama.
There was a lot to be made on social media about a job posting that people made seem like immediately after that video, the Dolphins posted that job. Turns out that job posting has been out there for quite a few weeks, but this person did their job. That's the most social media engagement I can ever remember the Miami Dolphins having. Do more of that.
It's kind of, it's a really funny sort of feasting in the modern age.
Do you not think that was probably the pick of the bunch, though? Like from
That
all
was the best?
from all the cinematic video.
That's the best we could do
That's
with
the best they
NFL
had
videos.
to put together
NFL
Tua connecting
films.
with Tyreek Hill. That was the best of that particular practice session, which is alarming, isn't it?
Do teams practice underthrows?
The PI practice?
Because that fan was right to point out it was something in their arsenal that they would pull out quite a bit. And they won a game against Cleveland week 1 last year with a Patrick Mahomes underthrow to
Whittingham, you're
Tyreek
saying
Hill.
the cutting room floor is littered with these ducks and farts that Tua was throwing downfield that are hidden, that in a conspiracy theory suited for basketball Illuminati.
Football Illuminati
You're
comes
saying
in.
that that's the best of the bunch,
yeah,
the one they tried to put the glossy shit on?
Legacy Media did a lot of tape burning when it came to covering Tim Tebow's Broncos.
Yeah, they would pick the throws that would look good. I've heard in practice it was even worse. But yeah, I mean, for the social media team, like, you're trying to put the best spin on things. And so that had to have been the best video. Now, they probably didn't get that shot of every single throw of the practice. But in that instance, they must have picked the video that made Tua look the best and made the connection between the two of them something worth sharing. And look, I've been dug out by some of my friends for, like, over harping on Tua being bad. And
yeah, you're negative. No, you're negative. You're a negative Dolphin fan, and you're out here saying that the best spin is literally that his throw didn't have the best spin.
Because you have to ask yourself, if they had a better one, why didn't they post that? Why did they sit on that one, right?
Well, this one was terrible. This one was, okay, this is the one symbol you don't want, really. Like, if I say to you, what can you do what video can the Dolphins social media team send out when nobody's talking about football or thinking about football that would already start the season of great expectations that crumbled Mike's entire Browns fandom? The Miami Dolphins are in win right now for the quarterback's job mode, and people are watching, and the whole construct of the thing is built around the quarterback, because the Miami Dolphins want to get into this game where the Panthers and the Heat reside, play playoff football with the team we care about, with an exciting offense, send out some videos selling some tickets, because Tyreek Hill has sold tickets. You have a regional team for 20 years has made a national splash. Here come the expectations. Can you be better than the over-under 8.5 that people have you at for victories in a season? Because the one doubt they have is, you won't use Tyreek Hill the way Patrick Mahomes used Tyreek Hill.
Of course not. It's not going to go the same in Miami as it did in Kansas City.
Oh, but people expect that. No. People are expecting this. If you put Waddle and all this speed, what do you mean? Of course not. Winning him, that's the expectation. We are headed into a season of hope. You are negative Tua fan. You are viewed by Tuanon as being anti-Dolphin. You are a Dolphin fan who has been scarred by your entire life. The team has blown. This is the season of greatest expectations, maybe since what? Ricky?
There was one season where Sports Illustrated picked the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl. It was when Nick Saban signed Dante Culpepper. We had you remember that? You remember?
Everybody got to roll on?
Yeah, Man, when they picked Dante Culpepper over Drew Brees, Sports Illustrated picked the Miami Dolphins to make the Super Bowl.
Your team hasn't mattered
for
15 years. Your team has been mediocre in a league that legislates teams get better. It can happen. Just spend your money right. And you are soured on this team so much that you are viewed as a hater. And it's not hard to be viewed as a hater. Like yesterday, I thought I said fairly obvious things about Tom Brady, that he's never done that job. We don't know if he's good at it, and he wasn't terribly interesting.
I love calling that a part-time job, though. And I guess you're kind of right, but I've got no idea how much time he's got to dedicate it to it. Like, you wouldn't call what Boog Shambi does a part-time job.
Oh, no, but Mike, it's just, I'm saying part-time job just because it really doesn't require that much of you for half of the year. I'm not saying it's just those 16 games. I'm not even saying that the pace of those 16 games is just fly in and you don't need to know anything. No, there are meetings and there will be obligations involved. I'm also saying, though, that it's one of the best jobs anywhere in sports media entertainment, as evidenced by the way that they're paying him, and he's going right to the top job, and I'm not even criticizing it. How can I do anything other than admire it? But I'm being viewed as a hater because I'm just simply saying, man, that's amazing that this guy just changed the whole salary structure at the top of the media game before he's left the sport, and with not a lot of proof about, like, and when I say we don't know, it's just, as I ask you guys, yes, he's going to go there and be Tom Brady, but the job requires something, right? And we have no proof that. We've never seen anything but a mannequin in front of us in the cameras. It's not a...
Right. You said that he hasn't said anything interesting, and that's a fact. He's done a couple interesting things that we don't forget, whether it be hat placement in his locker. But I think now that he's left New England, he's become quite likable. The social media, His social is good.
It's really, really good.
I cannot wait to actually have the opportunity to hear what he has to say, because I don't think it's because he's not interesting. I think it was because of the culture that the Patriots
But,
have.
Mike, why wouldn't Tom Brady arrive, like, at the media game as everyone is jostling for their positioning and you see the dollars falling out of the sky, and LeBron is going to build a media empire, and Osaka is going to start her own agency, because all of these people have realized, oh no, I'm a singular economy. Osaka's realized I don't need any of these people anymore. I'm a singular economy. I bring the sponsors. How about I assemble my own team around and see if I don't help become clutch management or anything else. Of course, Tom Brady is going to arrive at the game where he's like, okay, so wait, McAfee gets what? And Draymond and JJ Redick can just pop up and have a little economy around them. And now I've got LeBron power. Okay, I've learned some things the last 5 years about crafting image, about my social media release team has been paid to craft the end of this too. I've learned some LeBron things, and it's not quite the Patriot way. I'm going to do it my way. And I'm going to get a $375 million deal that you can't help but admire, that is the parachute if eventually he decides to quit because he's spinning this game on his finger.
No, I think he skips that entire internal dialogue. That was very well done. You're a writer. But I think he saw Troy got what? Cool. I'm Tom Brady. Let's let it rain money. I don't... Like, he's Tom Brady. I've corrected my behavior, and I stopped referencing things as the Michael Jordan of blank. I've replaced it with Tom Brady. He is the biggest celebrity that sport has ever had.
But am I hating?
If he wants,
but
yes,
am I hating?
Yes,
yes, that's hating.
You're a hater,
that?
Rogers. You're a hater.
So let me just point out the fun part, and Dan, you love to say this all the time, the fact that he probably came home and told Giselle, this is great. I signed a $375 million contract. And she probably said, oh, that's nice. Throw it with the other pile of money I made in the other room.
Yeah, did you see that photo of Tom Brady at the paddock Formula One? It was Tom Brady, David Beckham, Michael Jordan, and Lewis Hamilton. And I was like, what the hell are Lewis Hamilton and David Beckham doing there?
They want in the power brand game. Tom Brady and his team are going to craft the next 10 years so that he wins the way that he won the last 10 years. He just made more, guaranteed without us knowing if he's any good at it. And I don't mean it as disparagement, just guaranteed $375 million. I'm assuming maybe their contract clause is, hey, if you stink, we'll get out after 2 years. But they just guaranteed him more money for talking about the game. I mean, is this just symbolism with me? Am I obsessed with the wrong things when I look at it and say, he's going to get paid more to talk about the game for 10 years than he got to pay to be the Michael Jordan greatest in the sport while playing the game for 23 years plus, which is... Like, explain it to me, Amin, because I do think I think it's a fairly seismic shift of brand management, athlete power, and everything else when Tom Brady arrives with a shoulder. When I say part-time job, I don't mean that as disparagement either. I mean he lands and he's got 6 other months to work on his media empire and his brand management and the other deals he wants to make.
Being a dad.
Because he wants to be Mike. Of course he's going to want to conquer the next 15 years of brand as he fights LeBron for, hey, LeBron, I know you're famous and everything and you're powerful, but you didn't win the way I did.
I think, well, first of all, I didn't bring up Giselle just kind of flippantly. I was a shameless plug for Cinephobe that came out today. Taxi, starring Queen Latifah and Jimmy Fallon, where Giselle actually plays the main villain, a crew of Brazilian bank robbers.
I'm sure she knocks it up the park.
Dude, let me tell you something. Giselle, ass off. Because most of her lines are in Portuguese, so you can't really tell when she's ass on. So it's actually very, very well done. Yeah. If you want someone to act, but you don't know if they can act or not, better hope they speak another language. Because if they do, no one can ever tell. You're like, yeah, sounds about right.
Tier 1, a sports celebrity. I think. You can make an argument for Lewis Hamilton. I'd say his car belongs in there more than he does.
Ooh.
All right?
That's harsh.
But that's not, I mean, no disrespect to Formula One.
You kind of do.
But there's a lot of people that could have also won 7 world championships behind the wheel of that car.
But
he's a great driver, but get out of here. You just started mattering in America. All right, so tier 1 is Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, and number 4 is a soccer player that we'll just call Messi Ronaldo. First name Messi, last name Ronaldo. That is tier 1 sports celebrity. If anyone from that tier wants to do anything outside of playing sports and even including playing sports, they should be paid $1 billion. Hater free. They're the greatest to ever do it. Tier 1. Dan, you're a hater.
You know what? I concede. Like fair enough.
See how easy that was, Tim Reynolds?
If you tell me that Tom Brady has won so much that he gets to win forever and just shut up, you're right. Tom, you've won more at the end than you won at the beginning, and I was doubting you for 7 years at the end. Like, you're going to win. You go right to the front of the line on. You can have the genie is out of the bottle. Tom Brady somehow in his own household has less earning power, and he has just come into retirement before he's retired.
He's also on his 5th job post-retirement, a retirement that hasn't happened yet.
Because he's too good still.
Who could command more?
More what? In life or from...
more money.
For doing that job? No.
Yeah.
Just
Not
Tom
that-
Brady. Tier 1.
So Michael Jordan, if he said, I'm going to do it for NBA.
He's just set the market.
That Tom Brady, what he's saying is that
You're
quiet,
not going to go above him.
somehow, quiet as it's kept. Look, you've still got this beef with Nick Wright, all right?
I sure do.
But Mike has a greater corner. Nick Wright, for those of you who do not know, Nick Wright will admit to creating a bit of a wrestling character like Skip Bayless to, take on ridiculous takes and just fervently defend them. And Nick Wright couldn't believe that he arrived at the take of, I can just argue that LeBron is better than Michael Jordan, and people will get enraged by this, and we will argue who's better, LeBron, Michael, and it'll carry 10 years of debate farted television. 10 years of who's better, LeBron. And Mike is arriving at this, and he is saying, and I think it deserves an announcement, and I don't think it's been made public, and I can't believe it's real estate that's still available. What Mike is saying is officially, and it happened on your watch, and you didn't even notice, Amin.
What's that?
That Tom Brady has surpassed Michael Jordan as guy who gets any job that he wants, and no one can top him. Not Mick Jagger, he's reached the top of the sports pyramid, which was supposed to be Michael Jordan once upon a time.
Cool reference, bro.
Supposed to be Michael Jordan once upon a time. Celebrity hierarchy of rock stars, worship. They're not even rock stars. Pop stars, everybody. The greatest winner of our time at celebrity, at winning, at everything. Mike is alleging, I think, that Michael Jordan has been surpassed.
Mike is wrong. Mike is wrong.
Mike hasn't even
No,
said
Jordan
he hasn't even
Brand. He doesn't have
spoken
the
for
same-
I'm
himself.
not saying, you ever see anyone with Tom Brady shoes?
No, not yet. He's going to start.
He wore Uggs. How many Uggs have they sold because of Tom Brady?
Brady will get there.
Oh, he's going to start.
Brady's just begun.
He started a clothing brand that I can't imagine.
He has his own color blue.
Okay, let me just
He's
say.
got his own color blue.
I go to these All-Star weekends and Super Bowl weekends and all that stuff. You know what is always a fixture? The Jordan party. Never heard of the Brady party.
Oh, but Brady's going to start some
No, he's
sort of goop
He
alternative. He's
Yes.
going
He can't.
to.
No
He's
way.
going to be.
Yes, he is.
He's going
got
to.
goop all over his
He's
face.
going to be Kardashian. He's going to conquer
Here-
everything.
Got
Here's
a man
another one.
goop coming. Move.
Hey, Mike, you love to travel internationally.
I want to
You want to
sell
go to
Moot.
Barcelona with Tom Brady? Is
I
anyone
want-
even gonna know who he is?
Yes, they will.
I want
No,
to.
they won't.
I want to.
No, they don't. No,
I
they
want to
They will.
invest in Moop.
Moop.
I want to invest in Moop. Yes, with
LeBron's
Tom
not
Brady.
even tier 1.
He's
Tier 1
saying
is just not only are you uber famous, not only are you handsome, not only do you dominate your sport, you can do anything.
I mean,
Anything.
how is it quiet? I mean, how did this happen quietly? What Mike's saying, which
LeBron's
is
on tier 1.
that no, you're saying there's no Mike. You're saying this is
I
beyond.
think that's in the United States of America. I don't think
Yeah.
this is an
This
international
is
thing.
absolutely.
No. Tom Brady is a huge megastar across
I'm gonna
the
tell you,
pond.
we go to China, Lewis Hamilton. People are gonna know who he is before they know Tom Brady.
No, they know Tom Brady just.
no, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They know Giselle
Okay,
before they know
look,
Tom
we
Brady.
can
How about
talk-
that?
No,
China?
but don't.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Why are you guys?
I'll book it right now.
Why are you guys getting distracted by the silliness of that part of it? Mike is announcing. It's the first time. No one's ever
'Cause
taken.
he's silly.
No one has ever taken this take
Don't give the
before.
game away.
No one has ever
Get rid of the
taken the
mind.
take before of Tom Brady is the best there ever was, there's ever been. He is past Michael Jordan. I thought there was going to be an announcement. We've been arguing about LeBron versus Michael, and Tom Brady
This is a
snuck
new
in through
argument.
the side door.
Yeah, this is a new argument, and heaven help everybody if he wins another one. Here's a take: LeBron, he might set the high watermark if he ever decides to do commentary on the NBA side. But I would tell you right now, given where the market is in pro football, that LeBron would make more money calling pro football than he would commentating.
I believe that.
on the NBA.
I 100% believe that.
I think
100%.
I think Fox would give him the interim spot. You hold it down for Brady. LeBron, Burkhardt, Super Bowl.
See, this is why I know the Lord did not mean for me to become a raging success like LeBron or Tom Brady, because I would just do this weird bidding war of going like to ESPN's like, okay, Fox is offering me $500 million to do this. I mean, what are you guys gonna offer? I'll tell you what I want. I want Norby's job. I just start
Same.
asking for things like
you
that.
and I,
Yep.
nerds.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man meme. You can give me anything in the world, and I just want Norby to be my direct report. All I want on this planet.
On a 2-year contract.
Yeah. If like Robin Williams' Blue Genie comes out, it's just you can hold 2 of them.
When I left the Suns, right? Like towards the end of me working for the Suns, I was working for a real asshole, whose name I won't say because I'm not going to give him any more shine than he deserves. Which
Well,
is
I
none.
mean, everybody was working for Robert Sarver.
No, it wasn't Robert. To be
Well,
honest, it
okay.
wasn't Robert that I had an issue with, right?
Well, it's just according to reports, Robert Sarver also appears to be a real asshole.
Sure, he is a real asshole, but I didn't have a problem working for Robert as I did for this guy. And so there was a time where it was like I knew he wasn't long for this job, right? So it was for me. It was like, well, which one of us is going to outlast the other? And I started to work into my mind this fantasy that if I outlast him, I'm going to tell the next regime, do not fire him. Do not fire. We owe him. He's under contract. Do not fire him. Rather, make him a scout that has to do all the shitty G League places, Sioux Falls, Iowa, all that stuff.
Wayne, I love it.
And then we're going to make him write reports and send them in regularly. And then we're going to do meetings where we're going to read his reports out loud to everybody and laugh. And that was my whole thing.
An act of vengeance, an act of such corporate toxic workplace that you manipulate and game the system to punish someone into surrender who will not be able to leave the job.
Well, no, he would have quit because there's no way.
No,
he
but badger him as a company into quitting by burying him in the poor parts of the job.
To make him
that is unbelievably cruel. I can't believe how sinister you
Why
guys
would you
are.
do that to Boris Diaw?
Oh, Boris is the best, man. The
I was
best.
going to say Ryan McDonough.
The best party I've ever been to was at Boris Diaw's house, bar none. This is one of those ones where it's
you know what?
Like there is no number 2.
We're gonna release an extra podcast where we talk about the Boris Diaw party.